Hello, one and all, and welcome to your Monday night traffic training. I'm Patrick, glad to be with you. And tonight in our traffic training is hyperlocal mobile targeting by exact addresses. What? What does that mean? You're about to find out. Very, very exciting as I put this together, as I was running tests. Really excited to share this with everyone and get everyone's thoughts and feedback and opinion on it, and then to see everyone start applying. It's going to be very exciting. But we start off with a review. How is everyone doing? What comments, what feedback is coming in? What questions are coming in? Let's see some successes, some challenges that we're seeing in the traffic inner circle. We're going to start off with our good friend Mike Saylor. Says hyperlocal campaign started July 4th, and Mike did not waste any time. And then 4 days, 101 clicks, 7-mile radius around the business location. Try it, you'll like it. So here we can see it's a little fuzzy, but you can see doing some great stuff with hyperlocal. Mike, definitely a leader in traffic fuel. And another one from Mike here. Okay, another one from Mike here. I have a dentist client. This is an interesting comment. You can't really see the stats too much. It's actually more important to read what he says here. I have a dentist client who I've been running retargeting in cold traffic for a month and a half now. He has 2 locations, and he reported to me on Monday they had 99 new patients last month. Besides cold and retargeting, they're also doing some pay-per-click. Although we can't take full credit for the new business, although I'd like to. He expressed to me his joy and satisfaction in what we are doing for his practice. So how about that? How about that? I mean, I have no doubt that Mike is helping with the success, and I also think that the way Mike represents himself, the fact that they've gotten 99 new patients and lots of professionalism, it's all coming together very nicely, and they're seeing extreme value for that, okay, for what he is doing. All right, and I love this message from Jeanette Marshall. Dang, that was easy. You always got to keep reading when it starts with a dang, right? I just had my first quick 10-minute call on the freebie. He's going to give me at least 3 referrals, if not more, and going for the $399. You're talking about the AdVidi freebie, or sorry, the AdVidi trust trigger. Has a carpet cleaning business we might do a video on, and we're talking at 6 o'clock for the full presentation. Thank you. And then take a note of this. Houston, who's one of our very committed Inner Circle members. Houston, thank you, Houston, for condensing the 7 questions. I followed them and it went like a charm. He'd like to see one done for a realtor if anyone would share. So awesome job by Houston Vetter, and really excited to see Jeanette just get some success right out of the gate. All right, here's a different type of conversation, and I wanted to show this because we all often show a lot of the success stories that are going on in the inner circle, but there's also a lot of other very valuable things going on in the traffic inner circle. And Keith asks a question here. I'm just about to have my first phone call resulting from the secret post and trying to anticipate any snags, so I'm prepared. Has anyone ever had to push back when they tell you we need to reschedule at a time that they're at the computer? So you remember on the script, we take them to the computer and we get them to look something up. Something like, I don't need to be on my computer, just tell me how your free commercial works. Anyone ever get that? If so, how do you handle it? I know we need to be firm, but with tact, what would you say? Okay, and look at these comments from Lori and Larry. Lori says, I need to show you, you'll want to see this for yourself. And then Larry says, one thing I have learned along the way, if the prospect can't follow the way you're doing things or something for something free, I'll tell them that's the only way it works, and if you can't fit that in, may not be for you. It sort of weeds out some of the troubles. I love this. No, we're going to follow the process. And if the prospect isn't interested in following the process, push them until they do, or push them out. So what great advice. And, some sort of standard sales advice might be reschedule the call, chase them around, tell them, oh, that's okay, let me explain it. No. Great advice by Lori and Larry. So I just wanted to say, for Keith, who was going into the first call, I'm sure he appreciates some really good insight by both Lori and Larry. So if you guys are on the call, great job. Great job. And this might have been my favorite comment that we're going to show tonight. Here's RM Rich. I'm not sure who this is, but I love the photo. Need a little help. Where can I find the exact original secret message? Thanks in advance. By the way, she found it, and then look at this. I mean, this was almost posted moments later. Update, posted the exact secret message, 5 responses in under 7 minutes. Just looking at this, picturing this in real time for RM, and how exciting that is. So great work to see. And here is Houston, the aforementioned Houston vetter. He says, finished my paintball video and signed up another trust trigger for 397. This guy's a machine, by the way. Houston, great job. Just working the business constantly. Missed a 7 question, 10-minute call. We'll reschedule. Here's the paintball video, and Sunday's not over yet. So he posted his paintball video, and he wants to be critiqued. And look what Les chimed in and said, you have the wrong telephone number on the phone. And then Houston thanked him for it. And how about that, guys? Being willing to, first of all, being brave enough to post your own video. There's no reason not to be. Even though
dishwasher had not been run. I had put stuff in it, but I hadn't run it. So I turned it on again. So don't go up there and then open it, because it wasn't even on before.
Okay.
Okay. And then there was something else about Alexa that we can talk about another.
Okay.
So I was just really excited to see what's happening in the group. So good job. Good job. All right. So now we're going to go into it. Hyperlocal mobile targeting by exact address. But first, I want to do a review on how Hyperlocal works when you draw on the map. How many of you that are on the call right now, we've got about 100 or so, over 100 now, how many of you have not seen Hyperlocal mobile targeting where you can draw right on a map to target? Has anyone not seen it? Give me a yes or a 1 if you have not seen it. If you have not seen it. I'm trying to see how much time we should spend on a review here. Maybe we'll just spend a few minutes. Okay, so a lot of you have seen it, which is great, which means you were with us last time. But I want to quickly review this, and it'll be good to kind of help us compare and contrast the new feature that we're going to spend most of our time on here tonight. All right, so let's dive into it. I'm going to bring up, guys, let me know when you're seeing the my traffic fuel screen inside my client merchant. So let me know when you can see that. It should be coming up on your screen. You're seeing it? Okay, Paul, thank you. All right, so the idea, maybe what we'll do before we actually do a demo, is I want to talk about, here's the basics of how it works. You have a map, and you can literally draw circles with a radius around a very specific pinpoint, okay? So that's the idea of what, if you've kind of interacted with Google Maps, you're going to find this very, very intuitive, all right? Now, why would you want to run a hyperlocal traffic campaign? So the idea here, and we'll go through a demo, but the idea here is, okay, I'm in this community, I kind of zoom in on the map, and I want to target here, here, and here. Why would I want to be able to do that? What are the benefits to being able to do that? We had some great masterminding around this last time. Some great applications. What are the benefits of being able to set up campaigns like this? Anybody? If you've got 3 branch offices, so three possibly, Bill, that you'd have to be pretty tight, like, right, if you're actually advertising. Okay, actually, what you're saying, Bill, is if you've got an office or maybe a retail store or location and you wanted to serve your local area, that is a perfect example. When the prospect is out of the circle, can we still target them? Yeah, you absolutely can. It just wouldn't be through this method. You want to target specific neighborhoods. Yeah, I like that. So think about maybe, Tom, maybe new developments, right? People that are in the process of building. Maybe there's landscaping needs there, right? They've just built their houses, but their yards aren't done. Could be all kinds of things around new developments. For local businesses that only serve in that small geographical area, target customers by income. There we go. Or affluent marketers, Alan says. Focus. Avoid unpopulated areas. Yeah, that's true too. Better targeting for local businesses. There you go. You guys are all over it now. Targeting competitor locations. So maybe the competitor has a firm hold in that geographic area, so you've got a special offer for them. High density walking traffic. Ruby, thinking next level here. I like it, Ruby. Because remember, this is Hyperlocal Mobile. Okay. Wow, so many coming in here. Personal products should be targeted. People don't drive 5 miles for haircut or chiropractor. Some companies may want to target higher end areas. Nice, Carolyn. Exactly. Target areas with large trees for a tree trimmer. Dan. Oh, wow. Man, you guys are amazing. Look, this is incredible. Okay, roofers, Greg says, they always talk to their neighbors when they're in the area. Why not use Hyperlocal to do it for them? Greg, brilliant. Brilliant. Just think of that ad. We're in your area right now. That's wonderful. Carpet cleaners can avoid neighborhoods where people save money by doing it themselves. Exactly, Carrie. Okay, good. Well, you guys are just going on and on. This is amazing. A new listing announcement maybe for real estate. Okay, beautiful. I think you guys have the idea. Now, there's also a couple of other reasons. One is you can actually save time in campaign fulfillment. So if you don't want to have to enter in, 40 different zip codes, that can really help you. You just draw it right out. You have more flexible and nimble targeting. So I can really be picky. If maybe I'm just trying to target subdivisions, certain subdivisions, like so many of you were saying, okay? Beverly just put in offers in particular business centers, right? So maybe downtown and areas where people congregate. Okay, offer incredible targeting to your clients. Just think about this visually, guys. Being able to show a map like this and some of the conversations that you get to have around this with your prospects and clients. Target prospects on the move. I think it was Ruby that said that. Okay, people that are walking within a certain area. Prospects that are on the move. What a cool idea. And then amazing, just in general, amazing local targeting opportunities. Okay. So great. So let's have a quick look at it here, guys. We'll do a quick review of this. It's done this very much in the same way that you would set up any campaign. And let's go ahead and do this for a moving company. So let's call it Movers International. Okay. And we'll say this is special. So they're going to have a 25% off special or something like that. They're going to use an image ad. We're going to do, so guys, what should we be doing? Should we be doing interest-based campaign, a targeted URL campaign, or a retargeting campaign? Quick review. Which one should we be doing? Which one, based on the conversation, the masterminding we've just been doing, what's the best choice? Yeah. Sam says interest, cold interest, yeah. And I agree, interest-based. Now, technically you can do it with retargeting, but it really doesn't make any sense because the power of retargeting is you're targeting people that have already been to your website. So why would I want to limit that based on where they are at a particular moment and only be on mobile? That one doesn't make sense. Although technically you can add the layer in, but there has to be a really specific application for why you're doing that. Targeted URLs, well, you're limiting the number of URLs it can be on. So they would have to be on browsers, on cell phones, and on tablets. So again, you're really limiting it. There probably is an application for it, okay? And so, yes, that feature is available. But for the vast majority of cases, it's interest-based. And we're going to hit next here. The very next thing I'm going to tell you, oh, okay, hang on. What did I call that? I have already created, let's see, Movers International Moving. There we go. Let's try that again. New campaign name. And so the very next thing, guys, that I'm going to tell you is that don't select interests. Now that we just selected interests, I'm telling you, you don't have to select interests because, once again, that will be limiting you. Again, there's going to be some applications and some situations where you might want to. If you're finding you're getting too much traffic and you want to filter it down, you certainly can do interest-based, but I always recommend starting without interest. By the way, if you do select some interest, you're going to get a big message when you click on Hyperlocal that we don't really recommend interest, at least not to start. All right, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave my whole interest area alone. Then I'm going to come down here to location. And historically, we've always typed in the zip codes or city, state, or country. Now we have this option for Hyperlocal. You can see right here it tells you that it's for mobile only. All right, so if I click on Hyperlocal, I now have the Draw on Map option or the Import Address option, which we're going to talk about in a few moments. But let's go ahead and draw on the map. So I do that, and I know that I want to target some subdivisions within San Jose, California. Okay, kind of on the outskirts over here. So I'm just using the scroll wheel on my mouse, or I can zoom in and out of this. So again, it's just the same as you would with Google Maps. I can grab the map and drag it around. Okay. And so what I know is that let's say I know that a large company that was based in this area and a lot of people live there, that they're shutting down and that a lot of people are going to be going elsewhere for work, okay? And so I want to start advertising for movers. So that could be one example of what I want to do. So all I do is I click on draw, and I can drop a little pin right here, I just click on it, and I could say I want to target this tiny, tiny area or this huge area, because that's where everybody is. More likely it's something in between. I click on that. I click on draw again, because I know there's another area where these people live right over here, and I click on draw again, and I know there's another area. Now look what's happening. Over here, I actually see the longitude and latitude and the radius, okay? That means under A, this whole area, there's a radius of 0.48 miles. So I can click on it again and see the little circles. I can expand that out now if I want to, or bring it back in, or just get rid of it altogether if I want to. Okay, I can also get rid of it over here. All right, so anyway, let me just quickly bring these two back in just so we can see it. Oh, this question came up last time. What if you wanted a shape that wasn't exactly a circle? You can kind of do this combined thing. Look what I'm doing. I'm kind of drawing a different kind of, it's not really, I don't know what kind of shape you would call this, but I'm not necessarily just targeting a circle, okay? And let me say, just for interest, I'm going to make one up here as well. All right, so then I'm going to hit save. You're going to see that these locations are going to come right over and be located under here. Trey says, very cool. I've got a chiropractor that I need to get this going on. Awesome, Trey. Good stuff. All right, so there you go. Just that simple. And then you would, just like you would with any other campaign, you'd hit next. Then you'd set up your ads. Then you'd set up your budget. We'll go through a full example on the next one, but that's the idea. Okay. Any questions about that, guys, before we go into import addresses? Because I want to make sure we have lots of time for that, and then we'll have some more time for questions. Okay. No questions. Let's see. Greg says, would you use this for both display ads and video? Yes, Greg. Yeah, so you'll notice, I mean, it's the same kind of campaign. I think I selected images in this case. Yeah, I did. See? I selected images, but I could have just as easily selected video. Now, what do we know when we're doing a comparison between image ads and video ads? What do we know that might be important when you're considering hyperlocal? What do we know? What are some big variables that you want to consider? Videos cost more. Well, here's what we would say, Dave. Video bids cost more, generally speaking, per thousand, but we're actually seeing the traffic when you break it down to cost per click. That's not necessarily the case. Alan says it is only mobile, so that's important. And Patrick's really got what I want to say is inventory. That means, and certainly as much on mobile as it is on Universal, there's more places that an image can be displayed across all of the web properties online, particularly for mobile only, than there is video. Just think about it. Go to CNN.com, and there's images everywhere. And then on each page, there's probably one video. Okay, so as Dave says, video inventory is far less. Ruby says, please clarify, when the target mobile is outside the circle, are they still going to see the ad? No, they're not. No, that's the whole point of it. If they're outside the circle, they're outside the circle. You're not targeting them. So what's the solution? So here, let's say there's a scenario. I really want to maximize my exposure in a really, really tight area, or maybe 3 really tight subdivisions or business parks. What's my strategy when it comes to video and image, or video and or image? What's my strategy there? Run both. There you go, Dave. Dave is on top of it. Yeah, run a campaign for each. Rick says, are videos always the same size? Yeah, they are. Yeah, in fact, on the next example, we'll use a video and you can see the specs. Okay. I can't find the target. Let's see. The target is actually the phone, which works if the user is within the geo target. Yeah, that's correct. The target is mobile, so that's going to be phone and tablet, right? Phone and tablet. Well, some tablets, I should say, right? Particularly tablets that you can use on the go. What's the ETA to upload our own videos? Well, right now in Java Fuel, you can upload your own video ads. I'm not sure, Iris, if you're talking about AdVidi. I'm not sure if you're referring to that. Okay, Carolyn says, why can't you run a Hyperlocal? I think that's what you mean to say, Carolyn, on desktop as well. It's just not in the ad technology that we're currently using, Carolyn. It's just not in the ad technology. Is it possible? Maybe possible someday? Yeah, that is possible. Because technically speaking, Carolyn, it's a really good question. Technically speaking, it could potentially happen. But sort of the applications that we're looking at, it lends itself more to mobile. Yeah, Iris, absolutely. Video is, you're going to run your video ads in Traffic Fuel. Oh, yeah. More people have Mapplication on mobile than desktops. There you go, Dwayne. Paul says tablets with cell service. Yeah, so what's the right term for that? Like with a SIM card, right? Tablets that are running a SIM card. Okay. All right. You guys ready to go to Hyperlocal mobile targeting by exact address? You guys ready for it? Dave is saying yes. I don't want to linger here too long, but I don't want to move on if you guys aren't ready. So just let me see. We got 100 people here, about 5 people have responded. So are we ready to move on to exact address, Hyperlocal mobile targeting? All right, let's go. I'm just going to wait until I see enough here. Move on. Sam says annoyed. Move on. Exact address, next slide. Greg says. All right, we got it. We got it. We got it. Let's do it. So we did the demo. Now we're going to do exact address. All right. So I want us to think a little bit before we just, before I show you something in some software. What's the point? Why would I want to target by exact addresses? So I want you to picture this. You've got a list of 3, 5, 10, 100, 400 addresses, for a particular niche or for a particular set of potential prospects. All right, so that's what you have. You have their physical addresses. Why would you want to target those exact addresses? I want to get everyone's brain thinking along the same lines. So what's the application? Why would I want to do it? Okay, so Jando said competitor. So would you want to run an ad to your competitor, Jando? Is that what you're saying? Wish somebody someone special a happy birthday. Okay, that's very specific. So you can advertise to them. That is definitely true, but general. This is all about running an ad campaign. Just remember, this is all about running an ad campaign. Okay, here's an interesting one. Tom says dual campaign with direct mail. So there you go. Direct mail is completely around the address you're sending it to. And imagine if you could do a combined effort with a digital ad. So I like the way Tom is thinking here, okay? So let's think more about that. You want to target condo, what is it? Say that again, Alan. You want something about condos, I think? Let's see. Office buildings. Okay, so tell me why, though. Specific demographics. So you guys are getting there, but I want to hear real specific applications. Think about who's your client and who's their customer. Think about it that way, okay? Here we go. Now, Dave, to me, has got the first one that I really like. And Houston's got one. Real estate neighborhood, okay? And here's the perfect application. Customers who need their roofs replaced because they were built 20 years ago. Boom. That's it, okay? That's how you do it, right there, what Dave just said. Okay, Candace says, customers that are in your competitor's area and send them a better offer. Okay, that's not bad. Good work, Jando. Carolyn says, oh my goodness, now this is specific. Run ads for bail bonds next to bars for DUIs. Okay. Carolyn, bringing it strong. Jay says, say like income categories, higher income sectors. Yep, but I wanted us to get real specific, real hyper. A convention meeting. Yep, I mean, that's who you're targeting, but what would it be for? Think of some examples. Okay, you know what? I'm going to give you some examples, get everyone thinking on the right track. Okay, because I want you to think about who's your client and who are their best prospects. And I apologize, I know some of you are giving me better answers. I'm not being able to read them all. Oh, look at one Beverly just did. Pool cleaning for pool owners. So imagine if you knew where all the pools were. Okay? You have all the addresses. Maybe you've partnered, if your client is a pool cleaning service, is there a good chance they have the addresses of all their past customers who own pools? So Beverly nailed it. Great job, Beverly. Okay, here's to give you some more examples. We're going to go through the demo. Keep thinking, guys, because I want us to come back and mastermind, and I want us to make a big list. But keep thinking. You're getting on the right track. Why would I want to target exact addresses? Well, what if you were a job placement company and you needed to hire an engineer? You were hiring 10 engineers. Wonder where you might want to place, what addresses you might want to run ads around. Could it be some engineering firms? And how easy would it be for you to find out where those engineering firms are in your city? Pretty easy, right? Pretty easy. Here we go. What about a pool contractor, someone that installs pools? Well, maybe you get a list of under construction homes, like maybe someone scrapes the real estate listings, or you're partnering with a developer, or the pool contractor actually can partner with a developer for under construction homes, like high-end homes or homes where people are interested in pools. This is one David talked to me about. Dessert shop. Okay, this is really specific. You're a dessert shop, so why don't you target restaurants that serve dinner? All right, and tell me, you could come up with that list, right? You spend a little bit of time on Google or Yelp or Lead Kahuna, right? There you go. That is specific. Just imagine that ad. Just imagine need to offer your customers the most delicious desserts in the city. Something like that, right? Tell me that's not great. How about if you sell dental equipment? Who would you want to target? Dentists. How easy can you get those addresses? Pretty easy. How about chiropractor? Would retirement homes perhaps be a good set of maybe the top 50 retirement homes in your state or in your city? Okay. What about HVAC services? So an HVAC company that does service to homes, and maybe in businesses, and maybe they're really good at certain air conditioners. All right, and if you've got a list of everyone who owns these particular air conditioners, I mean, this is next level targeting. All right, this is next level targeting. Okay, and then we've got movers, okay, to houses that are for sale. Doesn't that make sense? Okay, here's 300 houses in this area that are for sale. Why don't you start advertising to them? They're going to have to hire a mover. What if you get in front of them for the next month and then they sell their house? Who do you think they're going to call? All right. Commercial office buildings, and you're a carpet cleaner. All right. You can even reference some really a happy testimonial that they probably even know who they are. Thomas says fence builders and repair. Right? So you know a neighborhood where everyone's got a fence. Absolutely. All right. Okay, so you guys ready to look at this? I can tell you guys are getting it now. The suggestions are fantastic now. Okay. All right, let's move on. Here we go. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to start back here. Give me a sec, guys. I got to fire this traffic fuel back up. We're going to start a brand new campaign, and we'll go through from start to finish on the campaign, because I always know there's some people that haven't run a campaign yet, or it's been a while since you've run a campaign, so we'll go start to finish. I'm just reloading traffic fuel, so as I'm doing that, Dave has got a good insight. This is so cool for B2B prospecting. And then Dave says, for us as well, for our clients, we should be using this every bit as much as our clients. Guys, when you get this hyper-local down to the address, how much money do you think you're spending on traffic? How much do you think your traffic costs are going to be on a monthly basis? Yeah, Paul says cheap, small. Exactly. I mean, you're only targeting 10, 50, 100, maybe 500, but it's so targeted. All right, let's go ahead and do it. So I'm going to start the same way. I'm going to create a campaign. All right, and let's do that example of Carpet Cleaners Pro. And let's say it's 25 off on the first. And we'll go ahead and use video, okay, as I said I would. But again, you can run an image ad or campaign, you can run a video campaign, or please run them both. Why not run them both? Okay? And I'm going to leave it on interest-based, and let's go ahead and click Next. All right? So any thoughts about presets? What should I do with presets? Or presets and interest, I mean. What do I want to do with that? None, exactly. I mean, it's all I would be doing is potentially filtering out. I'd be filtering out places that my people that I'm targeting specifically would be able to see the ad. What do I care? Because this is a totally different thought process. It's the individual I'm targeting in this case. It's the individual company, not what websites they're on. Okay? Okay, so let's go down to Hyperlocal. Let's click on Import Addresses. And what does it look like? Okay, well, this is cool. It's pretty much the same screen. And let me share with you. Got a little bit of a funny thing going on here with the address word, so we'll get that corrected. But we have a radius. Now, what is this? Do you guys understand what this is? Why would I have a radius if I'm uploading addresses? What do you think? Why would we have a radius around an address that I'm uploading? Yeah, it's the target radius. You got a Fletcher, but why? Why would I do that? Distance from the sender point, exactly, Dave. Okay? Properties are larger and smaller, Fletcher. Perfect accuracy. All right, now this question came up multiple times last time, and so I've got the answer for you. How accurate is hyperlocal targeting? Like, is it within 100 feet? Is it within a mile? Is it within a few feet? What is it? Okay, because that's obviously very important when you're targeting a very specific address. And the answer is 10 feet. of accuracy is what you should expect, which is pretty spectacular, right? Because that's going to cover any physical address that you're targeting. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at like 40 feet, so I don't mind if they're outside the building. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that. I don't mind if they're in the parking lot. So, and then what that's going to do is for every address I upload, it's going to add 40 feet to it from the center point. So what I have here is I need to be able to upload a CSV file. I'm going to click on the example, and it downloads the CSV file for me, and it really couldn't be any more simple. It just gives you address, city, state, zip, and country, and then there's some example addresses. All right, so there's nothing complicated. You don't put the name of the business in it. You just put the address itself. So I'm going to go ahead and click on upload, and let me get the, let's see, in here. So we have commercial office buildings. I hit open. Now in this example, I believe I've got a couple different countries here for you because I want to show it to you in the table. You know, and probably in a lot of cases, it's all going to be within one area, or it's going to be in certain regions, depending on who it is you're targeting, who you're representing, okay? So let's click on save, and what it's doing, it's mapping each of these to the hyperlocal fields. I see that they're matching properly. If you use the example spreadsheet, that's what you want to do, guys, is use the example spreadsheet, download it, okay? Yeah, sure, Iris asked if I can show that again. So yeah, all I want to do is download it. I think, well, I just lost it, but let me see if I can get that back up here for you, because I already downloaded the example. All right, just a sec, guys. Just a second. We'll get this working. All right, there we go. I'm sorry, I'm working with a couple different monitors here, guys. So if I hit the example, you hit address. Hopefully I didn't mess this up. So you just address, city, state, zip, and country. Okay, pretty straightforward. All right, now I refreshed the page, so hopefully I didn't mess it up. I'm going to go ahead and hit commercial office buildings, hit open. It's mapping okay, and boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Now, in a lot of cases, you might have 20, 30, 50, 100. It really all depends on your niche. Now, what's happening is we're really zoomed out because I've got an address way up here in my neck of the woods, all the way down to Florida, and then we've got some North Carolina. So I'm not seeing number, 2 and 3, but if I zoom in on the map, there they are. They're right there, okay? And I can see them all here in the table, okay? Randy has just made a very interesting observation. This can replace email campaigns with addresses pulled from Lead Kahuna. Randy, good thinking. Or, Randy, or maybe it supplements email campaigns. Because, you know, in marketing, obviously the more touches, the better. Okay? Okay. Yeah, so Ed is asking, could we take a list of businesses, upload their addresses, and target within 40 feet without narrowing by interest? Yes. That way we could target business owners no matter where they are online. Yes, that's correct, Ed. Now keep in mind, it's mobile. All right, so that is one of the limitations by device. But who's got a smartphone? All right, everybody has a smartphone. All right, so there we go. And then to move it back to the other screen, I'm just going to hit save. It's going to bring me right back to this screen. And you can see it actually organizes it by country. So there we go, Canada, and there's my zone, and there's United States. All right. So now, guys, this is video. Bradley just said, why the 500 address limit? You know what happened? Why is that? Because I changed it to 40, but then I refreshed my page. Let's see if we can make an adjustment on the fly. Let's change that to 40. Then I hit refresh. I haven't done it quite this way before. Come back and edit. Let's see if that works. And thank you for catching that, Brad, because 500, in my opinion, in most situations, that's too much, right? So unless, you know, if you're targeting a convention center, maybe you're a restaurant and there's a big conference going on and you want to target everyone in the conference, yeah, okay, then maybe people within 500 feet, maybe within a mile. That makes sense in that application. Airports, Dave says, well, there you go, and you really want to expand it. But in what the situation I was talking about for carpet cleaning, I want to, maybe 40 feet, maybe 100 feet. Let me see if I can go ahead and update that. Make sure that that's, yeah, look at that. That's stuck at 500. So that's a bug. So we will get that correction. Thanks, Brad, for catching that. We will get that updated. All right, so for those of you that are not familiar with videos, anyone need me to go through the details here on our video placement devices, in-stream roll position, skippable ads? Anyone want me to go through that? Dave shouts no. Mary says yes, please. Mary's so polite. Iris, polite as well. Robert says no. All right, we're going through it. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry, Robert. Okay, here's what we want to do. So this is all the video details that you can specify. In placement, when I'm running a video ad, I can run in-stream ads or out-of-stream ads. What does that mean? An in-stream ad, picture an embedded video player on like ESPN.com. So there's like a square or a rectangle, and that's where all the videos play. And that's an in-stream. If an ad plays before the Sports Center clip that I'm watching, that's an in-stream ad. Now, if I'm on Forbes.com, which is the example I always use, and I'm looking at an article, all of a sudden the video starts, and I'm scrolling down the page, but this video keeps following me around, and it's playing ads, and then it's playing a video. That's an out-of-stream ad. They're more aggressive. Okay, and they're kind of like not in one particular area on the page. They're following me. And then we have unknown. That just means the web publisher hasn't told us. Now, devices, phone, and tablet. And you'll notice desktop is grayed out. And even look at this when I hover over it. Desktop is not available with the Hyperlocal mobile feature. Okay, so that's important. So where could these video ads show up on phone and tablet? Where could they show up on phone and tablet? Within the phone and within the tablet. Where would they show up? Video ads. And we're talking about a video in this particular case. Dave nails it again. Websites and mobile apps. Exactly. Apps lends it. Yeah, apps, but also websites, right? Okay. On video-specific sites. So, I want to be clear, it's not on YouTube, but sites that feature videos. Exactly. YouTube is a closed system at this point. I wouldn't be shocked if they open it up eventually, but at this point, they don't let us in, or any other third party in. Okay, and then we have in-stream roll positions. This is pretty easy. Does the ad play before your video that you want to watch, somewhere in the middle, or afterwards? Unknown is just that. It's just that the publisher doesn't let us know. Okay, and then we have skippable ads. So we all know what that is. That's when that little, if this is the video right here, then a little skip ad comes up. If I select no, what's going to happen? If I select no, I don't want those kind of ads. What's going to happen? Kathy, you got it. Sam, you got it. It's going to cost more. Yeah, it's going to cost more. So I pretty much leave these on the defaults. To start, however, as you get lots of traffic, it's certainly worth your while to start split testing things. Okay, when you want to narrow your exposure. That's right, Lynn. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit next, because someone here wanted to see the video specs. Let's go to 2 video ads. So this is just the same as an image-based ad, except just saying how many videos do you want to split test. I'm going to put 2. All right, and I want to run this Monday to Friday, and I want to run it kind of during business hours, right? This is carpet cleaning. I'm running it to a commercial office building, so it makes sense to run it during business hours when they're likely to respond. Then I've got my 2 areas where the video can go. So I can use a video that I've already imported if I want. Let's why don't I go ahead and do that for this one. Hit select and hit import. This obviously is not a carpet cleaner video, but just for this example. Then I go down to video ad 2. Let's say I need to upload this. And as far as the specs go, the video is always going to be the same. It needs to be 60 seconds or less. And I know how long are you making, for those of you making video ads already, how long are you making them? What's the length, generally speaking, that you're making your video ads? What's the length? 35 seconds, Carrie says 30, 30 to 40. All right, awesome. I think a lot of you are using AdVideo, which I love. 15 to 30, good for you, Tom. Some people think, I mean, look, there's differing opinions on this. I think Facebook is really pushing people to make shorter ads, like 15 seconds. Okay? All right. So let's go, and we're going to upload a video. And let's see, where did I put a video here somewhere? Is this a video? No, that's audio. We'll find it. We'll find it. Traffic fuel. There we go. So here we've got a few different videos. What are we doing? We're doing carpet cleaners. Again, it's not really a carpet cleaner video, but one thing we're adding is we're going to show you a progress bar here. Okay, as those upload, you can see it doesn't take too long, but we're going to add a progress bar for uploading. All right, so then we would just click on next. Now remember, we're doing video ads. We're doing video ads, and so we need to think about our monthly budget. We want to think about what's a maximum bid price. And what are we bidding? What's the definition of the bid, guys? So some of you, this is new. I'm bidding $6 by default for what? What is $6 for every time the ad is shown? $6 per click? What am I bidding on? Placement, right? CPM. You're making a bid for every 1,000 impressions, exactly, Dwayne. So every 1,000 times your video ad is shown, okay, then you're going to be charged $6. Now, so let me back up here. My monthly budget, I'm going to say, yep, $200 per month for every 30 days. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Maximum bid price, what should I start it with? Come on, some of you video ad pros. I know some of you guys are running some amazing campaigns. Houston is saying $22.51. $23.11, Dave says. Robert says $20.19. $15.75. Paul wants me to go higher. All right, Iris, you win. $25.02. So my recommendation is between 15 to 25. I know some of you are even doing $30. All right. There's at some point, and I believe it's between 20 and 30 now. There's this break even where, yeah, you'll get more exposure. You might even get higher click-through rates when you go to $30. But because you're paying $30 for 1,000, it's going to end up costing you a little bit more on a cost per click basis than if you go 27 or 28. But I do believe it's somewhere in between $20 and $30. And it's going to be different for different industries, but I think this is a good place to start. All right, I can limit the number of views per person if I want to, but I usually just leave it at the default at 6. Because I've got this isn't every 30 days, there's no end date, and I'll go ahead and create my campaign. All right, that's going to bring me back to the campaign dashboard once I'm done. Okay, now I always like to actually see things at the beginning anyway. I like to see things just on my client merchant dashboard. And there it is, Carpet Cleaners Pro. And I keep forgetting to do this. Ideally, I think, to keep things simple in my own mind, I want to call that Hyperlocal Targeting Carpet Cleaners Pro Video. Some of you have got a great system for how you name your campaigns, and that's worth thinking about. For those of you that have seen our Facebook Advanced Strategies training, this gentleman has spent millions of dollars for his clients on advertising. He's got an amazingly consistent naming convention for campaigns. Okay? All right. Yeah, so Brad says that's an issue if you have to seed this account with $200. If you're trying to hit a 4-day convention, you wouldn't even use 50. So Brad, in that case, what you want to do is you want to run it daily. And you set the 4 days. All right, and then maybe you set it to $20 a day, maybe you set it to $10 a day. definitely want to set it on a daily basis. Okay, Dave, that's asking, where is that Facebook replay? We'll show you actually at the end. Okay, Dave. All right, so there you go, guys. So reactions, exciting. Are you guys thinking that this import addresses is something you can practically apply to your business? Mike says very cool. Wow, Randy says. Question, Kathy. Go ahead, Kathy. Just type it right in there. Bill says very practical. All right, excellent. All right, here's what I want everyone to do. Okay, let me answer a couple questions here, then I'll tell you what we're going to do as a closing exercise that I think everyone is going to benefit dramatically from. How long before the replay so I can copy ideas? It'll be published tomorrow, Iris. Dave says, interesting. I have a couple of clients that might be interested. Yeah, this is, when you take this to some of your clients that have tried advertising before, they're not going to have heard about this import address idea. Remember, they've got prospecting lists, they've got customer lists, especially the ones that are kind of, trying to be on top of marketing. Okay. Michael says smaller campaigns, but longer term. Yeah, and easier for you, right, Michael? Len says, yes, targeting next week. Kathy says it's a 5-day convention. Would you have to change the amount of views per day, right? You might want to increase it, right? You might want to increase it in that case, Kathy, I would say, if anything, because you don't have as much time in front of them, especially if they're going to be leaving the city and it's a location-based offer, which it probably is. Okay, things are really rolling here. Looking at making a very specific lead gen ads, prospect specific. Yeah, exactly, Greg. Good thinking. There is no 90-day window on this as in retargeting. No, there's no window. That's right, Randy. There is no window. Unless it's an event-based thing, then you've kind of got this self-imposed window. But when you're talking just specifically about the geo side of it, it's no, there's no limit. The replay, Joseph, goes up in the traffic inner circle. For local supermarkets and stores that are running ads for products. Yeah, they know where their customers are. Absolutely, Marvin. Good thinking. So, Mike, we don't have specific pricing. We don't have a different pricing model for this. This is, to me, this is like, this is a cold traffic campaign, but is in some ways is almost as targeted as retargeted, because they're somewhat warm, because you know exactly who they are, right? Glad you love the feature, Marty. Absolutely. Is there a limit on the number of addresses per campaign? It's 500 per campaign. You can always run more than one campaign. Does Hyperlocal target the physical location of the phone, or the physical address? It's GPS based, Michael. So it's the physical address where they are, right? So if they're in their office building and they go to ESPN.com, okay, there's the ad. Now if they go 2 miles down the road to lunch at Subway and they go on ESPN.com, the ad's not going to be there.
Gotcha.
Hope that answers your question.
It did.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what you asked. If the store or Subway is within 500 feet, then yeah, they'll still see it. Is there a minimum number of sites for a campaign? I've set it up. Well, I just set one up with 5. I believe there's 1. To be honest, Bill, I believe it's 1. Now, don't expect a ton of impressions, right? So here's the thing. This makes me think of something I need to stress. If you add just a few addresses, and you place a bid for, say, $10 or something, and you're running video ads. So that is incredibly hyper-local targeting, and only the right people are going to see the ads. But it's also possible that you've narrowed it so much that no one will ever see an ad, right? So you've got to think a little bit like that the ads are only going to show up on websites where your bid is high enough, and the individuals in that location have to go on one of the websites that you bid high enough for them to see it on. You see what I mean? There's several different layers there. So the beautiful thing about hyperlocal targeting is that it's hyperlocal, it limits your cost, and you get really, really targeted. If you go a little too crazy, though, no, it's so targeted that no one sees it. So there's going to be a mix there. Convention centers are a prime target. Exhibitors at a convention. We have a huge, Constance says, we have a huge fair here for 15 days. How can I use this? All right, well, Constance, I don't know if the fair is in one address or if it's in like over a series of like on an entire street, or get the addresses that the fair is going to be at and around, okay? Get that, and then run a campaign. I would even put in the ad, for, the craft fair attendees, here's a special coupon for you, or something along those lines. I would take advantage of the event that they may be at. Michael says, target emergency rooms to target doctor and lawyer ads. Wow. Michael is thinking. Yeah, Dave, the 500-foot range bug has been fixed. When has that been fixed? Here's what we're going to do. I believe it's only a bug when, let me just test this really quickly. I think it's only a bug because I went back and edited it, but let's just see. So I don't think you're going to have any problem. We will just check that right now. Thank you for reminding me of that. Let's upload those same addresses. Where did I put those? I think it was this. We're going to save that. We're going to change it to 20 feet. Okay, I'm going to hit refresh. I'm going to hit save addresses, and let's see if it's got it right, or if it's still saying 500. Come on. Oh, what is it saying? This field is required. Oh, there's another bug. Okay. Stay with me, folks. This will be worth it. 20 feet. Save fields. Save addresses. And there you go, 20 feet. So the only reason we had a problem, Dave, was because I went back in or actually because I did a refresh on the page. And then I tried to come back in and edit it. So you're not likely to run into the problem. It's a very specific bug, but I'll still get it fixed. Will you have a knowledge-based article up soon? Yeah, Doug, I'll have it up. It should be up by tomorrow on this, if that's what you're asking me about. Sports-based run during ball game and practice time for teams, high school, college, and pros. See, Houston is really, really thinking. All right, guys, let's do an exercise, and I'm going to come back to your questions. Here's what I want to do. I am going to take a screenshot of every possible application. Think of, and if I didn't read yours, or actually go ahead and recopy the ones that you guys have been posting, and for the next minute, I want you to post every possible niche application, customer application, lead generation opportunity you can think of, and I'm going to save these on my clipboard, and that way we can publish this at some point for all of you, okay? All of the different scenarios that we can think of for import addresses, hyper-local mobile targeting, okay? Go ahead and let's just start flowing this. I'm going to get, I think we can come up with like 50 or 60 of these. We got supermarkets, we got movers, we got chiropractors. Here's what I want you to say. I want you to say the target, and I want you to say the industry, but also how you're going to target your prospects. All right? So target courthouses for lawyers, Robert's listed. Polling places on election day. Okay. Lunch specials around convention centers. Awesome, Chris. Patients and doctors and dentists. run a new special. Restaurant row, lunchtime. Shopping malls for events. Okay, here we go. Keep it coming, guys. All right, I think I've got my first full page now. I'm going to go ahead and do a screen grab of that. Keep it coming. I'm going to capture these all, guys. You should be able to see it on your screen there. Oh, this is excellent. Paintball fields, sports for Cairo. Oh my goodness, Disney World. So again, give me the industry and give me how you're going to target the prospects. I want both things. That's where it becomes really effective. So if we come up with a list, you don't have to really think about it. Here we go. Greg says movie theater, special at a restaurant or pub next door. See, Greg, that's thinking it. At a sporting event, a restaurant would target a sporting event, and the address is around that. Bill says this could be used for past customer lists to resurrecting inactive customers. There we go. Okay, I'm continuing to grab these screenshots, guys, while you bring them in. You guys are doing a good job. Restaurant for a concert after a show. Airports for transportation. Very good, Marty. Hotel, motel at restaurants. Residential homeowners for homes that are 20 years old for re-roofing. Yeah, I love that one, Dave. Yeah, Joseph, what I'm saying is I'm taking screenshots of all of the comments you guys are sending in and all of the applications for Hyperlocal import addresses, and I'm going to be able to provide these back to you as a group. So just keep putting in your list. Car rental, this is a good one. Tom Garner says for car rental companies could advertise at auto repair shops. Yeah, that's good. Open houses. Realtors could advertise at open houses. Okay, that is some super hyper local stuff. Taxis, airports for taxis, and old townhouse complexes for. So old townhouses for air conditioners and appliances. Exactly. Restaurants around churches. There we go, Chris. Good thinking. Let's see. Dave says storm damage homes to target water damage repair companies. See, now what you're doing there, and I don't know if Dan Manhurst is on with us tonight, but he's had some real success around that, and just with general targeting. But if you could get a whole series of streets and addresses on streets that were affected by a hurricane, for example, or a hailstorm, then you could really do well because what you're adding in is an event. Hair salon to a nail salon. Connie, excellent. Senior living for movers. Bed and breakfast. Wow, you guys just we're just gonna keep this rolling here. You guys are doing my job. Schools and colleges for pizza and restaurant bars. Yeah. Think about that. Maybe even late night. Oh, Kathy comes up with an excellent one. You could target gyms for a tanning salon client, right? So where are your these are what do you call not compatible, but if you like one, there's a good chance you're going to like the other, right? Whatever the right word that would be. Complementary, maybe. So campgrounds for RV dealers. Oh my goodness. Food court at a mall. Senior living for folks who pack and unpack for seniors. High schools and colleges for concert venues. Dog training services at vet offices. Doug, I don't know where we're going with this one. Divorce attorney at bars. Is there a story behind that one, Doug? Mobile massage can target a business complex. Wow. This is incredible. I am so impressed with what you guys are coming up with. I think I'm on my 4th or 5th screenshot here now of ideas. All right, so would you guys find this valuable if we provide you with this massive list of how to go out and sell your hyperlocal import address? Here's your top 100 opportunities. Incredible. Okay, now Tom, this is ridiculous. Divorce attorney at 1 hour motel rentals. We got mobile dog washing and vet services target affluent neighborhoods. Good stuff, Carrie. Dry cleaners for business complexes. Guys, it seems like we could keep this going all night, but you keep putting it in. I'll do one more screenshot. But before we wrap things up, here's what I would like to put. Now, you've heard me read a whole bunch of them. You've seen them. You've been adding your own. Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to ask you to please go. Oh, so we've already done that. This is our example with some screenshots. Let's just move past this. Here's what I would like you to do. If I can get my PowerPoint to move along. All right. I want you to think about the hyperlocal by address strategy that I love the most. Is it a vet advertising at a dog show that Lynn just put? Is it, look at Ricky, auction sites and furniture, cattle for ranchers. I mean, you guys are getting everything. Landscapers target new home developments marketing. I think that's a fantastic opportunity. But I want you guys to all go and list what your favorite one is. What's your favorite? Members of Chamber of Commerce. So that one is probably for what? Maybe ad videos? Lawn care for new home development. Yeah, exactly. The new home development, maybe even new business in business complexes, you can really start to see where you can do some things. Target a ballpark for ice cream parlor. Yeah, there we go. Let's get ice cream after the game. Yeah, Dwayne, I am going to post, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the screenshots and I'm going to write it up in a document for you guys so you can have all of these ideas. Security patrol services for higher crime rate areas. And you could advertise to that. Wow. All right, Irv, we're going to post the replay in the traffic inner circle. All right, so I hope you guys have gone ahead and posted to the traffic inner circle what hyperlocal address strategy you're going to try, the one that you love the most, the one that you want to check out. Now, some of you are asking for this, so I want you, if you have AdVidi, you're going to find the master classes, the Facebook Quick Start, Facebook Advanced Strategies 1, Facebook Advanced Strategies 2, coming July 26th, they're all going to be in the knowledge base for you. Okay, they're all going to be in the knowledge base. Now, I do want to point out for all of our AdVidi folks that are on the call, Facebook Advanced Strategies, July 26th is the date. Okay, probably, I'd have to check, but I believe it's at 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. Okay, guys. Well, I'm excited that you guys are excited and that you literally thought of over 100 examples of how you can use hyperlocal import addresses. So we'll be talking lots more about this. You'll hear more about it. Please share your successes. Please share struggles that you might run into and any challenges that you might run into when you're using this. Best practices, things that you discovered, additional strategies beyond just who you're going to target and who you're going to sell to. Let's get that in the Traffic Inner Circle group. I always have people asking me about the Inner Circle. Whether you're a traffic fuel person or you're an AdViddy person, adviddy.com/community. I can offer you the $1 trial if you haven't already taken advantage of it for the Traffic Inner Circle. You can get in there. Okay. And if you're a traffic user but you haven't decided to get into video ads, go check out adviddy.com/offer if you're interested in video ads. All right. And with that, guys, we are going to close it down.